One day, the older sisters went to their father and said, "Father, give us some necklaces. Give us some new buckskin dresses. Give us some pretty beaded moccasins. We're going to marry the invisible being." So their father gave them these things. Dressed in their finest, the two girls marched through the village. All the people pointed and stared. "Look at those beautiful girls," they said. "Of course they will marry the invisible being." When people said they were beautiful, the sisters became more confident. They walked to the wigwam of the invisible being, and there was his sister waiting. Here are sisters walking confidently. "Why have you come here?" she asked. "We want to marry the invisible being," the sisters answered. "That's why we are here." "If you want to marry my brother," she replied, "you have to be able to see him. Tell me, have you seen the invisible being?" "Of course we have seen him," they insisted. "Can't you see how pretty we are? Can't you see the beautiful clothes we wear?" "Oh, yes, anyone can tell that we've truly seen the invisible being." "All right," she said quietly. "If you think you have seen him, then tell me, what's his bow made of?" "His bow?" they stammered in surprise. "His bow. We know, we know." But they looked at each other and whispered, "What shall we say? Let's say it's the oak tree." So they said, "It's the great oak tree." "No," said the sister of the invisible being. "No." She knew they were liars, did not tell the truth. "Tell me," she continued, "if you think you saw my brother, the invisible being, then what's the runner of his sled made of?" We know," cried those two sisters, but whispering again they wondered, "What shall we say? Let's say it's the green willow branch." "No," said the sister, "no. You have not seen my brother. Now, go home." The next day, the rough-faced girl went to her father and said, "Father, may I please have some beads? May I please have a new buckskin dress and some pretty moccasins? I am going to marry the invisible being. For wherever I look, I see his face." But her father sighed. "Daughter," he said, "I'm sorry. I have no beads for only some little broken shells. I have no buckskin dress, and I only have my old moccasins from last year. They are too big for you." But she said, "I will use whatever you have." So her father gave her these things. The rough-faced girl used the broken shells to make a necklace. She took the bark off of a tree to make a cap, a dress, and leggings. Then she took a sharp bone to carve pictures of the sun, moon, stars, plants, trees, and animals into the dress. She went down to the lake and put the moccasins into the water to make them soft. Then she put them on her feet, but they were still too big. The people pointed at rough-faced girl and laughed. "Look at her strange clothes. Look at that ugly girl. Go home, ugly girl. You will never marry the invisible being." But the rough-faced girl did not listen. She had confidence in herself and walked through the village.